Okay, this week's episode of The Flash. Finally, we get one of the most iconic villains of the DC universe, or at least for me, because I don't know too many of the villains other than the Batman's villains. But Captain Cold. And I like how he starts wearing the costume near the end, even though the ice shouldn't be affecting him. But I don't know, maybe he thinks it's cool. He likes the color blue. But either way, it's cool to see Captain Cold here. And we get Felicity involved in this episode. So really it's just mostly, relationship focus, like who's going to end up with who. Do they really have a connection, or are they going to realize that they are pining for someone else? But either way, this episode really hits home with Barry when he realizes that he just let someone down. Someone died right in front of him. But I believed that we already covered this, that you can't save everybody. But that wasn't really the issue here. What the issue was that the weapon that Captain Cold got his hands on was created by his friend. And that really hurt him. It was like, why didn't you tell me about this? Well, the gun was originally designed to take the Flash down, in case, he turned out to be a bad guy. And that makes sense. You can't fault him for that. And even Barry, I guess on some level, understands. Like, I understand you didn't know me back then. You created the weapon in case, I needed to be put down. I get it. But I think the biggest issue was that he wasn't told. As soon as they became friends, they weren't told about it. But Felicity makes a good point. No one comes into the first day and immediately trusts all of his coworkers. It doesn't work out that way. And even though they had fun playing these games and are, a superhero team, you have to realize that you gotta keep secrets from each other. Because even if right now you're a good guy and you're just out there saving people, you never know what's going to happen down the line. You never know if there will be someone who can manipulate your thoughts, who can turn you evil, or you yourself will go rogue and try to kill someone, and we need to stop you, so we're going to have this gun. And if you know about the gun, it's not going to work because you're going to find a way around it. So, again, I can't blame him for making the ice gun, or the Sub-Zero gun, or Absolute Zero gun, yeah. So, really, he's not really in the fault here. It's just Barry Allen letting his emotions get the best of him and him just kind of whining about it. But again, I understand where he's coming from. I can sympathize. And my friend lied to me. Why would he do that? I thought he was my friend. But again, Felicity makes a good point. You gotta let trust between friends build up. It's not just something you build overnight. It happens over years and years of talking with each other and getting to know each other. So again, great point. And I like how Joe's and his daughter's storyline comes into this episode, where we finally get to answer as to why Joe is so mad and giving her the silent treatment. And it's not really the average, like, I can't believe you lied to me, you didn't tell me about it. It's like, I don't want you dating him, I don't like him. No, it comes with the cost of being a cop. Because a lot of people don't think about it. It's like, oh, he's a cop. He's got a uniform and a badge. It's so sexy. He's a hero, a white knight. It's like, no. It's a dangerous job, and not just for the officer, but for his family. There's always that chance that he's gonna die on the job, and how is it gonna affect you? And it's even worse when you're the daughter of, you're the daughter of your boyfriend's partner. And it makes it even worse for him, because not only is he his partner, but now he has to look over him as, his daughter's boyfriend. It's like, shit, if he dies, not only will I be affected, but my daughter will too. And it's just going to tear me up inside. Every time I look at my daughter, she's crying, and it's going to make me feel like I'm guilty. I didn't protect him when I should have. And I like how the conclusion's like, but I also realized that now the boyfriend has to look at me as not just his partner, but his future father-in-law, or the father of his girlfriend. So now, if he were to die, he'd have to look at his girlfriend constantly crying that, sorry I couldn't protect your father. So it's really tough, and it's really, tragic for that to happen. So I can believe that this relationship thing is going the way it is. And how it goes with Felicity, and both of them realizing that while Barry and Felicity are perfect for each other, for some strange reason they can't help but feel something for someone else, especially someone that's clearly, the opposite of them. And it's kind of cute seeing them nerd out together and just and realize like opposites attract, and they kiss near the end. But it makes me confused. Are they saying that they'll try to overcome their feelings for the other people and try to see something between them, or is it just like a goodbye kiss, like I'm sorry, there's might not be something between us, I just have too strong a feeling for someone else? So it's really confusing me. But either way, to Captain Cold, I don't really say he's the most interesting villain, because he's kind of generic, especially in the whole, once he starts something, he has to finish it. And that's kind of dumb. It's like, why would you take the risk of coming back 3 times in a row for one diamond? I mean, he succeeds in the end, sure, but it was just too big of a risk. But he likes to take them, I suppose. And it's like, no, like once I start something, I always go in for 100%. I have to complete the mission. I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of other places you can rob with a absolute zero gun. Freeze the bank vault door off and just take all the cash in there. I don't know. But either way, Captain Cole's thing is, of course, and the ice gun and how quickly he can kill someone. So that in itself is terrifying. But he himself as a villain, probably not that interesting. But either way, this was mostly, relationships, between trust and love, to a certain extent. And it was a good episode for that. But either way, hopefully, we get more hints of weapons to be used against other heroes, or I don't know. It just seems like an interesting concept, and it makes sense. You just never know what's gonna happen. Maybe Barry will finally get manipulated somehow into doing the villain's work, and he'll start thinking like, well, shit, now I'm glad there was a weapon to stop me. I don't know. I'm just assuming. But hopefully, that thought of taking out superheroes in case it ever happens comes back again in future episodes, or maybe in another series. I don't know. But either way, good episode. Loved it. Can't wait for the next one. So until then, I'm Tony Dragon. Bye-bye.